Hey YouTube, welcome back. Well, this is going to be part 4. On our last one, we got our engine all back together and it's rotating freely. On this one here, we're going to take a look at our generator and make sure it operates. We're going to take a look at our pressure gauge and figure out if our burner is going to work or not. So let's get started. I've already broke these loose, so we'll get these turned off and we'll get our burner pulled out of here. If I can get my fingers in here. This is a nice engine, but obviously, sorry about bumping that camera, but obviously they don't give you much room to get in here and work on them. So we got our fuel line off, and we did fill up that tank. We have this all apart. Everything is sealed, and we know that our gas valve works and our tank holds pressure. So let's get into our burner down here, and we'll see if it's gonna play ball with us or not. It's finally spring out. I got the door open in the shop. Get to get some fresh air in here, and let's look at this little burner, or our little gas jet. That's got, come on, focus. It's not gonna do it. It's got such a small orifice in it. Let's I'll get this on here, tighten this down so we can see if we've got flow through this. Okay, so we've got our fitting tight on our gas valve and our fitting tight down here on our burner. So if we've got flow coming through this, we should be good. So yeah, we've got no flow at all coming out of the end of our orifice. We know we've got gas to this point, so we've either got something happening in this block or in our orifice. Let me get this orifice out and we'll check to make sure that our block's good. Give me a second, I'll bring you guys right back. We've got this loosened up. We'll take it out together. And it's got it looks like thread sealant of some kind. I'm not sure what that is. A piece of that, as small as that orifice is, if it broke loose, it wouldn't take anything to plug it up. So let's turn our gas on, see if we've got flow through here. And yeah, we do have flow. So we know that our blockage is here in our orifice, which it's probably not gonna pick this up. It's, yeah, this thing's very, very small. So, all right, let me blow some air through this. We'll see if we can clear it out by forcing air back that way. Well, I'm not sure what it was. I probably should have recorded it, because as soon as I put air to this, it went pop. And now we've got flow through it, and I didn't see what it was that shot through there, but we do have flow. We'll put a little bit of thread sealant on this because we don't want any gas leaks. So we've got a little bit of thread sealant on there now. We'll go ahead and set this back in here, and I'll get it tightened up, and then we'll turn that gas valve back on. We'll make sure it's good to go. Okay, so our orifice is back in. We're still plumbed in. These are both tight. Let's go ahead and open this. You guys hear that? Over the birds singing? We've got flow. So we're good to go on our burner. Let's get this guy back in. I'll get everything put back in, and we'll come back and we're going to check our burner, make sure we have operation, and we'll take a look and make sure that we should be good to go. It might be time for a steam test on this little guy, and I'm super excited. I can't wait to see it myself. So give me a second, you guys. It might be 5 minutes for me, but a blink for you. So hang on. Okay, well, our burner is back in. Our line's hooked up. We have fuel in our tank. Now, we'll move this. And we're gonna listen to see if we can hear our burner. At least the gas escaping from it. It's a good sound, guys. With that sound and some fire, and with our half a glass of water, if things are right, we should be able to make some steam. And with steam, we can make this old guy run again. So, I guess, let me close this door. We'll come back. We're gonna put a fire in its belly. Give me a second. Okay, we've got our door shut, and before we light our fire, I did want to look at this generator up here. We're not going to take it apart or anything, but I really didn't want to have to run it on the steam engine itself. We're going to spin it with another engine. And you guys remember when we worked on this little model M12B engine? This little guy here? We put new crank bearings and stuff in it. I'll put a link to it, you know, up in that corner. But we'll get this guy out. We haven't had him out for a while, and I mean, it's room temperature, so we'll get some fuel in it. And when it comes to fuel, I know that there's been a couple comments made about using a syringe to fill these up. And I guess I really hadn't paid a whole lot of attention to it. But the comments were right. Those rubber plunger syringes, they work, but if you're using something like gas or solvent, yeah, they'll make that rubber expand, and when you go to pull the plunger out to draw it in, it just pops off the end. So they're not worth a dang when it comes for what we're trying to do. And WGB is the one that had recommended that. And congratulations, you're right, and I did find out. So what we've got now, these are a glass syringe, and it's, you can see, it's a ground glass plunger with a glass syringe housing. I don't know what this part's called, but, and with that you can get these dispensing needles, is what they call it. They're not sharp at all. It's just an end for a syringe, and the tip is also ground to seal, so you can put one of those on there. And so we're glass and stainless steel. We should not have any problems whatsoever when it comes to fuel or problems. So let me get some fuel put in this guy, and I'll bring you guys back. We'll put some fuel in it and see if we can get this to start. It's been a while since it's been ran, so this might be a little bit of a challenge, but I wanted to get it out, and it's always fun to run engines, so hang on. So we've got our syringe with fuel in it. We're going to probably make a hell of a mess, but that's full. We'll pull a little bit extra out of there. And what we're using is this VP 94 octane ethanol free 40-to-1 mix. And if it smokes, I guess that's a good thing, because we know we've got plenty of lubrication. And that was another comment that was made about the that Fluorogel O-ring that's inside here for a piston ring. I would really like to, on that last throttle governed engine that we worked on, the horizontal, see what I can do about upgrading that piston ring and at least giving it a shot. So alright, I guess with that said, nothing left to do except start this guy up. Hopefully we don't need the drill drive attachment, but this little guy runs pretty well, so we'll give it some throttle. And probably bump the camera. move this where I can get to it. It started up a lot quicker than I figured it would. It's a great thing. So we'll let that sit there and warm up a little bit. I'll grab the multimeter so we can check our output, and we'll use one of these homemade O-ring belts. Output, if it has output. Hopefully this little engine has enough oomph to make it happen. Give it a little bit of throttle. Belt's loose, but it is turning. Let's see if we can get these probes into this little. Get my hand out of the way. Oh yeah, we've got output. Almost 2 volts. It's hard to keep these probes in there. We'll tighten our belt up. We're just over 2 volts. So get my hand out of the way. So at that speed, we're almost 4 volts. So we know that our generator's working. This little guy runs good. Thanks for helping. Put you out of the way. Alright, this is, I guess, what I've been waiting on. It looks like we've got, you can see this wheel over here. It's not wanting to turn. We'll address that. Okay. Well, we know that we've got a half a glass of water. See that in there bouncing around. We got water. We've got fuel. We're going to go ahead and put some 30 weight oil on our moving parts outside. And we've already filled up our steam lubricator up here. And I'm sure somebody's going to have something to say about how you shouldn't use 30 weight oil on it. But give me an idea on what we should be using, and we'll give that a go. Using these plastic tip, just dirt cheap oil cans, it's kind of a good idea, because if you run something with it, or oil something when it's running, and you use something with a steel or a brass spout on it, and it gets pinched in somewhere, well, something bad's gonna happen. Not only are you gonna wreck the oil can, but if it gets pinched in something that ain't supposed to, you're gonna wreck that too. So yeah, that's kind of why I use these little cheap ones. They're disposable. If you wreck it, you're not out anything whatsoever. So, okay. Well, everything turns over nice and smooth. I did bend this little piece here to keep it locked into neutral, so it's not going to jump into gear. So, well, I guess the only thing left to do now is light it on fire. There we go. Got fire in its belly again. Turn our fire down. Let it warm up slow. Let me get you guys in focus a little bit better. We're still waiting on it to warm up. Give it a little bit more fuel to the fire. I'm super excited to see this run. Starting to get some wet steam up here out of the top of that. You guys see that dribbling? I wonder if our it looks like we got a leak up there. So you guys see a leak up here on the top of our steam chest. It's a good sound. Make sure. This does not have drain cocks to open. There. I got nothing yet. We are starting to show some steam pressure on our clock back here. It's showing 1 bar, so what is that, 15 pounds? It's trying already. And we've got our throttle closed. There. Guys, look at that. Oh, isn't that neat? I bet you we fix that leak, it'll run a whole lot better. Yeah, this is the throttle valve closed. Let's give it a little bit of throttle. It's wanting to go. Pinch our fire down. You guys can hear that exhaust. It sounds good. No knocks or rattles. Let's pinch our valve timing back. Well, we know we have forward rotation. Let's try reverse. Now we're running in reverse. It's just barely ticking over. See if we got forward again. Guys, this thing runs so nice. Oh, we're stuck at bottom dead center. Look at that, guys. This is something I've wanted for a long time. And it looks like just by heating this steam chest up, our leak's going away. Not saying it's fixed. We're still going to get after that. We'll open it up and make sure everything's tight. But, alright, I guess with that said, our steam valve is closed. Take it, put it in gear. We'll put our block back underneath. How cool is that? Let's see if we can get reverse. Well, hopefully you guys are as excited to see this as I am, because this is, like I said, it's a personal goal. I've wanted one of these for years, and I guess things just happen to line up and work, and I'm so happy to share it with you guys. All right, well, we've got 2 1/4 bar on our gauge back here, so shut that off. We don't have to listen to that boiler. Taking noisy gears out of there. Listen to how smooth that thing runs. Well, I guess before we get rid of all of our steam, let's put our generator belt on. And we'll see what this generator wants to do. Or maybe we need to replace that belt. Well, it doesn't seem like it wants to stay on there very good. I don't know if this belt's any good. Oh hell, we broke our belt. Well, we're gonna have to get another drive belt for it. This one was a lot shorter than the last two, but guys, I'm so happy to share this with you. I'm super excited and happy. It does seem to run really well. We'll run the rest of this head of steam out. And the next one, go ahead and get our supports put back on. I have started working on that canopy, so it'll have a fresh coat of paint. We know that our generator works. We're going to verify that our lights work on the canopy on the next one, and then we'll go through and get it all cleaned up. And now that we know that she'll steam up, and yeah, I'm happy to share this with you guys. Once again, you guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I don't know if you guys are getting all the notifications, but there's a bell icon. Obviously it does something to let you guys know that, hey, I've been out here in the shop monkeying around, and if you guys wanted to watch me monkey with stuff, well, that's how you find out. So all right, thanks again, guys. You are all fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I sure did. The next one, we'll get it buttoned up, and we'll make sure that everything's working. Thanks again. We'll see you on the next one.